Having few or no friends isn't a social failure. It's often a psychological adaptation. Some brains are shaped to prioritize depth, safety, and regulation over constant connection. If you've ever felt more at peace in solitude than in a crowded room, that experience has a name and a reason, and beneath it lies a set of patterns that most people never slow down enough to notice. Here's the thing, most people never tell you. Having few or no friends is rarely random, and it's almost never a personal failure. Psychology shows that this pattern forms slowly, shaped by how your mind processes people, trust, and emotional energy over time. People with no friends are often misunderstood. People assume a lack of friends means social failure, emotional coldness, or something missing. In reality, this trait often reflects a different way of relating to the world. Psychology explains that many individuals with few connections are not avoiding people. They are filtering them. Their mind is highly selective, sensitive to emotional tone, authenticity, and psychological safety. Surface-level bonding feels empty, not rewarding. So what others call antisocial is often just a refusal to play a social game that feels false. Zero tolerance for fake people. You don't struggle to meet people. You struggle to tolerate insincerity. Research on social cognition shows that some brains are unusually quick at detecting emotional mismatch, forced positivity, or hidden agendas. When conversations feel performative, your nervous system quietly disengages. It's not anger, it's fatigue. Over time, this creates a pattern where distance feels calmer than constant exposure to people who don't feel real. You prefer depth over quantity. For you, one meaningful connection outweighs dozens of casual ones. Psychology suggests that people with high emotional depth process relationships more intensely, not more broadly. Shallow interaction doesn't register as connection. It registers as noise. Small talk drains you because it never reaches the layers your mind naturally operates in. So instead of collecting people, you wait for resonance. And that patience is often mistaken for loneliness. Your brain needs more recovery time after social interaction. Socializing costs you more energy than it costs others. Studies on nervous system sensitivity show that some people experience heightened neural activation during social interaction. Your brain is tracking tone, body language, meaning, and subtext all at once. Afterward, it needs silence to recalibrate. That's why time alone feels restorative, not empty. It's not avoidance, it's recovery. Extreme independence and low need for validation. You learned early how to stand on your own, mentally and emotionally. Psychology explains that when self-regulation becomes strong, the need for external reassurance weakens. Praise doesn't move you much. Approval isn't motivating. You don't rely on others to confirm your worth. This independence often makes social bonding optional rather than necessary, which naturally results in fewer relationships. Past experiences made you cautious about trust. This pattern rarely forms without history. Research shows that emotional disappointment, betrayal, or being misunderstood in earlier relationships reshapes how trust is granted. Your mind doesn't rush connection anymore. It observes first. It protects itself quietly. This doesn't mean you're closed off. It means your trust system learned to be precise instead of generous. What this really means: having few or no friends doesn't point to a broken social instinct. It points to a mind that values emotional clarity, authenticity, and psychological safety over belonging at any cost. All these traits form a coherent pattern, not a flaw. It's a different social wiring, one that operates inwardly, selectively, and with depth. And for those who live this way, solitude often feels more honest than crowded connection. Having few or no friends is not a flaw or a failure, but a different psychological wiring that values meaning over noise and truth over comfort. It often reflects a brain shaped by experience, discernment, and an internal maturity that doesn't rely on constant social reinforcement. If any of this felt familiar, it's likely because something in your inner world was finally named instead of judged. There's a reason why this pattern is often connected to people who eventually choose to cut everyone off, not out of coldness, but out of clarity. The next layer of this reveals how and why some minds reach a point where solitude feels safer than shallow connection. And understanding that shift can change how you see yourself entirely.